When uploading the podcast on the gymnast, it just made me think about some more thoughts. We really need to stop talking about all this Oscars is so white, Grammys, and not getting recognition and the snubs and boycotting the Oscars. We need to be creating our own platforms, okay? To go out there and to continue to criticize them for us not getting the recognition that we feel that we deserve doesn't make sense. It's like continuing to argue for more integration. You know, I don't know about a lot of you, but myself, I've come to the conclusion that integration has not been good for us. But then when you go around and complain about these snubs, about not getting these awards or not getting recognition, you know, it's just like the integration argument all over again. OK, I don't want to be disrespectful of our elders and people who came before us, but I know a lot of people have been saying that a number of our elders have failed us and they haven't maybe done the best for us with what came from the civil rights movement. You know, if we would have been like Malcolm was talking about, if we would have been trying to build more of our own thing instead of integrate, maybe a lot of these problems would have been avoided. OK, so quit trying to make them accept you or respect you. Go do your own thing. OK, and that's just not movies and music. I want to see when it comes to, ballet and opera, classical music, orchestra, lots of different art forms. And like what I was talking about earlier with gymnastics, we can incorporate elements of what is modern, contemporary, hip hop, urban, street into these things. And we don't have to worry about their standards. I mean, because when you talk about art is something that's very subjective. OK, I thought that was the whole purpose of art. There's no standard rule of this is good art or that is bad art. Art is art. OK, but if you put everything through those pale face lenses, you know the result you're going to get every time. If the standard of beauty is going to be judged by pale face lenses, you know what is going to be considered beautiful or attractive or handsome and what is not. It's that simple. So we can no longer subjugate ourselves to this system. We have to separate. We cannot integrate. We have to do our own thing. I know there's elements of our culture, especially with rap and hip hop and things like that, and with more recent or modern times that aren't positive. There were things even in the past that weren't necessarily positive. But we could clean those things up. We could fix those things. OK, there's a lot of stuff that they put out that's filthy. OK, that's even maybe worse than some of the things that we may produce. So we can fix those things on our own. We could clean those things up. We could police ourselves and set better standards and examples and images for ourselves. But let's just do our own thing. OK, I don't want to hear any more of this talk about not getting these awards and trying to go mainstream and do all this crossover business. Then when someone takes advantage of you and they take something from you and then they get the shine, they get the recognition. Now you want to complain. You have to understand with this whole, similar to like globalization, you have to understand that this whole integration thing, it goes both ways. All right. And we just are not in a position where we have just as much, or we can afford to give up just as much as they can. I mean, we can't. So either we have to create barriers for ourselves to prevent that leakage, or if you want to integrate, well, just be prepared to take more losses.